In spite of the fact that OP's partner of 10 years has been sneaking around his back and slept with multiple guys, for some reason, he still has hope that things will work out. But is he correct? To find out how this story ends, get yourself a coffee and grab a bowl of popcorn so we can get into it.
Me and my now ex-girlfriend met in high school, and we were together for 10 years. We had 2 short periods in which we broke up when we were still in high school, but we ended up getting back together after realizing how much we still wanted to be in each other's lives. We had plenty of issues during that time, but our communication was good, so we were able to figure everything out for the most part. From my perspective, our relationship was perfect, and 4 years ago, we moved out of our small town. We moved away from our comfortable lives, our families, and our friends in pursuit of her undergrad degree at a college in a bigger city. During the 4 years, though, she struggled to hold down a job, make new friends, or find any new hobbies, but I always encouraged her and tried to help in any way I could. I was on the other side of things as I got a new career, found new hobbies, and made a lot of new friends in our new area. Recently, though, she got a new job and told me that she made some new friends there, and I told her I was so happy for her and excited to meet them, but she kept making up excuses as to why we couldn't all hang out together. I didn't think much of it at the time because I know everyone has busy lives. One day we were sitting together watching Reels on Instagram, and she got a Snapchat from a guy called Henry, someone she never told me about, but she refused to open it in front of me. I thought it was very weird, but I trusted her more than anything, so I let it go. A few weeks later, she told me that she was hanging out with a girlfriend from work while I was out with my own friends. I couldn't get a hold of her for almost 5 hours, so I started to worry, since these are new people that I'd never met. We had each other's location on Google Maps, so I told her that I was coming to make sure she was okay. Just as I sent that message, she called.
Sorry, babe, I was just watching a movie and happened to see your message.
Who's that laughing in the background?
It's just the TV.
While all this was very off-putting, I still trusted her, and never thought she would cheat, so we moved past it, and everything was normal for the next few weeks. In the meantime, we went on vacation to Vegas and had a wonderful time. When we got back, though, the sneaking around continued, so I asked her,
Can I have a photo of this person you're hanging out with?
Why? I would never ask you for a photo of your friends.
I called her out a couple more times about my suspicions of cheating, and she told me that she'd never hurt me like that because she loved me. I believed her and thought she might just be bad at communicating about her new friend because she hadn't had any in so long. Push came to shove when she turned off her location, though, forcing me to make a big deal about it. She told me that she was unsure about our relationship, and when she got home, we talked all night, and I told her I'd do anything to fix the mistakes I was making in our relationship, which were mostly a lack of emotional support. I wanted to rekindle the love we had in the past, and she agreed to this. The next morning, we had the most explosive time in bed, but afterwards I decided to check her phone while she was in the shower. The first message in her phone was one she sent after we slept together, and it was to Henry, the same guy who messaged her on Snapchat a while ago. She told him about a dream she had involving him last night, and that she's never dreamed about me. I read through their messages and found out they'd been talking for almost 2 months, had been sleeping together a lot, and talking very bad about me. She had even told him that she was in love. This was crushing to me, but I cared about her so much that I was willing to try and work it out if she wanted to, and she told me that she did. She agreed to stop talking to and seeing him, and that she'd show me her phone to prove it. During the next 2 weeks, I kept finding new messages between them that she tried to hide. There were also new calls and new photos. I kept giving her more chances to stop, and she kept telling me that she would and wanted to try and work on things, but she continued to go behind my back. The final straw broke when she told me that she needed space one night and was going to stay at a hotel. In the morning, I drove to the hotel, and her car wasn't there, so I drove to the guy's house, and there it was. I broke all contact with her, blocking her on everything, and moved everything of mine out of the apartment before she came home. My heart was completely destroyed. It's been 5 weeks now, and I spoke with her once about 2 weeks ago, and she said,
I'm so sorry that I cheated on you. Honestly, I regret it, but I'm not in love with you anymore and don't want us to be together. I rebounded hard after you left and met a lot of guys on Tinder, but I'm with Henry now, and I love him.
It's crazy, but I still want to be with you. If you give us another chance, maybe we can work it out.
Maybe in the future, but not now.
It's been about 2 weeks since that talk, and I can't get over her at all. I dream about her and think about her all day. I want her back more than anything. I miss the life we had before and would do anything to get it back. I've since moved into a new apartment and have been living more independently, but I keep thinking about how much better my life was when she was in it, even when she was cheating on me and hiding it. I feel pathetic for wanting someone back who could hurt me in that way, but I feel like I'm addicted to her. I don't know how to get over her and move on. I'm extremely worried about my future, and I'm worried that I won't be able to have the kids I wanted and achieve all the goals we made together and were striving for. I'm worried that I won't be able to find love like this again, and that my life will continue to spiral downward as it has been over the last few months. I have a good support system and a therapist, but it doesn't seem to be helping much as I'm still manic about this situation.
OP needs to move on from this relationship, but it seems like his lack of self-confidence is preventing him from doing so. If he believed he was worth something and could find a better woman, he wouldn't be so willing to subject himself to a life filled with nothing but misery and deceit. No matter how good your relationship is, you should never think or feel like your life won't be worth anything if your partner was to leave. This sort of mentality will do nothing but set you up for failure. Let's see what words of wisdom are floating around in the comments.
Virtual Choir Boy says, "You're still living in the past. It's time to live in the present and look to the future. Ultimately, you need to realize that the person you started dating 10 years ago doesn't exist anymore. She's gone. The person who took her place is the one who feels like lying to you and cheating on you is appropriate. That's not someone that respects you. That's not someone who cares for you. And that's not someone who will ever love you the way you deserve to be loved. It's time to focus on you. Start a new exercise routine. Go to the gym. Focus on your career. Find a new hobby. Find some new things to do that might involve group activities. Check out events at your local library. And look for volunteer activities. In the end, there are 168 hours in a week, and some of those hours used to be dedicated to her. Whether it was spending time with her, making plans to do so, or whatever. But now you need to fill those hours with something new. It will take time, but once you start doing that, it will get better." Kaiser says, "Have some backbone and self-respect, my man. She walked all over you, and here you are, broken and sad for a person who didn't care the slightest about you, your feelings, and your life together as a couple. You need to start seeing everything through the lenses of reality, instead of the idealized version you have in your head right now."
Just when we thought the story was over, OP has given us an update on his situation, and this is what he had to say.
About a week ago, my ex came back to me, saying that she wants to fix things and rebuild what she'd broken. She told me everything that I wanted to hear, that she'll do anything to regain my trust, and would forever regret her decision to hurt me the way she did. Going on to say that she'll work the rest of her life for my forgiveness. She kept saying,
This isn't between you and Henry. It's between being with you or being with myself. I want you, but I'm not sure if I want to be in a full-blown relationship or focus on my own self-growth.
We agreed to take a week apart while we both thought about if getting back together was what we really wanted. But in any case, I believed everything she said, and it felt amazing to finally feel valued by the person I never wanted to leave me. She told me all this while Henry was out of town for the holidays, and she also let me know that he'd been talking to other people, has some weird kinks, and that she'd cut all contact with him so she can reconcile with me. The first few days were good. We were texting, I saw her a couple of times, and things felt super comfortable and real again. One morning, though, I woke up at her place and she told me that I had to leave because Henry would be back soon and she had some things to do before meeting up with him, and telling him that we were back together. She was supposed to text me in the meantime, but shockingly, I was ghosted, And whenever she did text me, it was only to say that we could talk later or on another day. At one point, we set a time for both of us to talk about things, and I told her that if she ignored me again, I was done. She told me she'd been with Henry all weekend, which is why she hadn't messaged me. And when the time came for us to talk, I sent her a message, called her, and got no response. I waited for about an hour and tried again, but still there was no answer. I tried one more time before going to sleep that night, and she'd blocked my number. I wanted to leave a message, but her mailbox was full. Today was the day we were supposed to meet up and decide if we wanted to work things out, but I feel like I got used again, as I was manipulated and disrespected. The validation and acceptance I felt when I was with her was unlike anything I've ever felt before, so I really want to know why she would do this. I was making so much progress, but now I feel low again. I've been having constant thoughts about self-deletion and how this world holds nothing but pain and suffering. I mean, all of the best moments in my life were with her, and now I feel lost.
OP needs to move on from this girl, because it's clear that she doesn't care, and I honestly can't see this relationship going any other way than him being hurt even more. No one should ever compromise their life for someone who doesn't care about them, and you should never let your world revolve around one person. I don't care how amazing you think they are. I must admit, I chuckled when OP's ex blocked his number, and it wasn't because it was funny. It's just that the whole thing is ridiculous. If she did decide to meet up with OP when they were supposed to, would he really have just swept everything under the rug? OP has placed himself in a vulnerable position and really should seek help. In any case, though, let's check out a few of the comments.
Randomized Confusion says, "Wow, what a total piece of crap she is. She was lonely and insecure since Henry was out of town, so she played you like a cheap guitar to feed her selfish ego until he got home. What kind of twisted monster toys with your emotions like that? This is abuse and beyond all cruelty. She showed you who and what she really is, so accept it and chop this toxic person out of your life permanently." Tiggs the Tiger says, "Man, screw her, I'm so sorry. You absolutely deserve better than this. And at least she showed her true colors after a week instead of a year. I know that doesn't make it hurt less or bring relief, but it's the bright side to what's happening. You on your own are enough, so if you have the money for it, I would invest in therapy and read Healing from Abandonment. It's a great book that helped me through my infidelity and the issues of abandonment as a result of it. I'm sending peace and clarity your way. You got this."
I really hope OP is able to get past this, as his story really is a cautionary tale about trying to rekindle things with a cheater. It's hard to separate yourself from someone you've been attached to for a very long time, but when you're being treated in such a horrible way, what other choice is there? Maybe one day soon OP will think about this relationship and make adjustments, so he doesn't have to go through something like this again. But only time will tell. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Coffee and Popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.